Hello, Craig.
Hello, Governor.
Hello, Governor. Speaking of the Governor, we're watching The Walking Dead right now. We're at the
I'm so
Governor part.
sorry. I've never seen the show, but I'm not watching it. It's 10 seasons of walking.
It's a well. I mean, you're right. It's 11 seasons of The Walking Dead. I think it's 6 seasons of the spinoff Fear of the Walking Dead. Then there's another season, a newest one of one of the main characters. Apparently, he gets lost in France. And then there's another spinoff of two of the main characters. There's been going on like 3 seasons. Then there's like 2 other projects going on. So yeah, it's a huge universe.
So my question is like, if there's a zombie apocalypse, I know the ocean is scary and all that, but like, would you not find a remote island and just bring seeds and whatever you need and just grow over there because the zombie's not going to go through water? Or you get a giant ass yacht and you anchor it with anchors into the ocean floor where you can, and you just ride out the waves and shit and just build a city in the water and say fuck zombies.
Atlantis.
You basically.
I mean,
I'm just saying. I don't think a zombie's gonna come to the water. It's gonna be like and walk away.
Yeah, I mean they've definitely not explored the water part. As far as I know, these zombies can't really go through water. But yeah, I mean that'd be a great idea.
Yeah, it's like that, or just go to an island and bring everything there and restart civilization there. And then, yeah,
be a great idea.
Like Hawaii, it's an island and it's got everything.
It's
you just
currently burning, but yeah.
I mean, right now it is, yeah, but like I don't
know. Yeah, condolences and thoughts and prayers to those people in Maui.
Thoughts and prayers aren't going to help them. Sorry.
Well.
Jeez. Real good.
Sorry.
Anyways, we're not going to talk about Maui or The Walking Dead today. We're going to do a review on Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
I mean, that kind of like segues into Guardians of the Galaxy 3. If spoiler alert, like with Earth 2, it still has the same shit as Earth 1, so it's still shitty. So you got bad things happening. So it's like
doing drugs and stuff.
Oh yeah. The Tricks for Kids rabbit, real dark. Want some cocaine, kids?
Yeah, we're gonna do Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 review. I know it came out
10 years ago.
10 years ago, essentially, at this point. So it came out in theaters on May 5th, and then it came out on Disney Plus August 2nd.
Wait, it came out this year?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Okay.
When did you think it came out?
A while ago. I don't know.
I mean, that was a while ago. Well, yeah, you know Disney ain't waiting that long to put something out.
That's true.
Well, it's gonna be us three. It is the Dogster.
Hello.
That guy, and then this person over here, my wife, Jaden. So,
yep, this person. Yep.
Her and I went to see it in the theaters. It was epic. I assume, did you watch it on Plex or did you watch it on Disney Plus?
Cannot confirm nor deny where I have seen such movie.
Right. Well, you've watched it, so that's all it needs to be known.
I think it was Disney Plus.
Okay, that's fine. And then I rewatched it yesterday just for the sheer fact it's an awesome movie, and I need to remember a few things.
And he needed to remind me of the plot.
Yeah, we were literally on a walk, and I was like, "Yeah, this is what happens." And then obviously I got lost again, and then but I have a wiki pulled up on Wikipedia. So first, let's just go ahead and say what's our initial thoughts on the movie overall? Don't give it a ranking. Just what was our initial thoughts?
Like a score, like 1 through 10, or like what?
we'll wait on the score. Just your overall thoughts of the movie.
I thought it was a great movie. Had a great story, great acting, great characters, everything. It's like it was
Okay.
funny in the moments it needed to be funny in. It was serious in others, and it was just good. A good villain, all that.
Okay. Jaden.
Yeah, I thought it was really good. I actually really enjoyed it. One of the best Marvel movies, I think. I thought it was better than any of the rest they had in the past couple of years, honestly.
It was
Yeah.
up. It was up on my list of my favorites, but I really liked Black Widow. So
I thought you were going to say Thor, and I was going to be like,
I
this is
did like Thor
it.
4, but Thor 3 is still
No.
better than it.
That's fine. I'll accept your answer on that.
They're both of those are still significantly better than the first fucking Thors. So
Yeah. Well.
my problem with Thor 4 is I wish they delved more into Gore.
Yeah.
Or Gar. I don't know what his name is. Gore or
it's-
Gar?
The Butcher Gore. Yeah.
Gore the God Butcher, yeah.
Yeah.
That
Gore
guy.
the God Butcher.
Like,
Yeah.
I wish they focused more on him.
He definitely didn't get enough screen time, I think, because it was one of the shorter Marvel movies to begin with. So like,
No.
and he was, I thought, what's his face did an awesome job as Gore,
Yeah.
but it's just he didn't get enough time.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, for Guardians, it's awesome. Honestly, I've loved Guardians since the beginning. I know 2 is just not.
Just get the second movie.
Yeah, it's not where it wanted to be, but I think that was during the whole period of James Gunn was like on his way out of
That's
Marvel
probably true. They
because
probably
of
like changed
everything
it.
that
Yeah.
happened and stuff. And then this was like his swan song of like bringing like the end of what we think to be the Guardians. I'm sure there will be another one, not in his form, but so it was
I really
definitely
hope it was the giant like F you to Disney that theory came out with.
yeah.
That'd be awesome.
But it's an overall awesome movie. So just going through some characters who in this movie alone, who was y'all's like who you think was some of the better characters and or the weaker characters?
Peter and Rocket were the strongest protagonists, and then obviously the villain was the antagonist. So it was really good.
Question then, do you think, because definitely in this movie Rocket was like the main focus. I'm
Yes.
not this. Do you think he played a great, like he's always had a kind of a leader aspect anyways, but do you think he was a better main character than Peter was in the first 2?
I mean, he was kind of active for like 30 minutes of the movie. Spoilers, because he was,
Oh yeah,
passed
spoilers
the
alert,
fuck
by
out.
the way. We're gonna spoiler alert, obviously, for this, but I mean, if you're listening, hopefully,
I don't think you
You
can compare
probably-
that because
I mean,
you had Star-Lord the entirety of those movies, and then Rocket was there, then passed out, and then there again. And I think
Yeah.
he did really well, and I don't know.
but
I really liked his storyline, like seeing
Rocket's?
the past. Yeah, I really liked seeing all the past and stuff.
I think, but here's the thing: what it felt like for Peter, he didn't like, even though he was in a lot more scenes, obviously, but he didn't feel like he was 100% willing to be a secondary character to let Rocket have his time to shine and become. Obviously, at the end, what happens and stuff. Him becoming the captain of the Guardians and shit. It's just, it was like he was passing the torch the entire movie, and it wasn't. He didn't have those main character likes like he did in the first 2, to
Mhm.
me at least. So, thoughts?
I mean, yeah,
Jordan?
he did feel more of like a side character, Peter, this time as the main character.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I actually really liked Mantis's character, like progression through this movie and the holiday special.
The holiday special was
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you watched that.
was
That was
so good.
epic. I'm glad that they do those little things. And it's like you didn't necessarily have to watch it to get segue into
Not at all.
this one, but it helped a little bit with the whole Mantis being Peter's brother and sister. But that if you would have really thought about that to begin with, you would kind of piece that together just because of how Ego operated and shit.
Yeah.
So, but it was just a little bit of confirmation. Not that it even turned into anything big. It was just like, hey, she's my sister. So,
But if that's the case, why didn't he just use her powers to? I guess Peter was stronger. I mean, Peter is stronger.
Well, yeah, he definitely saw that from the first one when he held the
Infinity Stone
with everybody else, but he was the one to start it. So,
yeah.
But yeah, Rocket was an awesome main character, really, and I'm glad he gets his time to shine and shit. So hopefully, going forward, he does get a little bit more of that. Another character I do like Mantis. She's such a like comedic role, but at times she and Drax, especially at the end, they turn into such serious characters, and their development is awesome. I'm not a huge fan of her kind of bowing out of not being in the Guardians anymore, because it was like, Peter's bouncing. His kind of makes sense, and hers is just like, I want to go do my own shit. But
Yep.
And I assume they maybe just wrote her out for reasons that it'll never be explained. And maybe she just want to go do shit.
It makes sense because she's literally never had a life. She's always been under the reign of Ego. So she's like, I finally want to do what I want to do.
Yeah.
Is Drax? Sorry if I'm skipping ahead, but is Drax a part of the new crew?
I think so. Yes, because he's with Nebula.
Yeah,
Nebula's character in this one was really good.
Yeah, Nebula is honestly like her character as a whole from the beginning of Guardians going into with Thanos and Avengers and shit, and then this one is honestly one of the best characters just in general in Marvel, I think. So, but I mean, yeah, her and Drax are really just there on nowhere because at the end, they're not a part of that, like, quote unquote, the new Guardians. So,
yeah, I mean, they're taking care of all the kids now. So
yeah,
he's like the father figure, she's the mother figure. So,
yeah, Drax's character is awesome too. He's literally called Drax the Destroyer, and I feel like he hasn't really shown. He kills, obviously. This one a little bit more, but it's still. With the name Destroyer, you figure you would just attack a little bit more. But his role with the kids and stuff is kind of like a homage to, in the first one when he talks about his losing his wife and kid and stuff. So that was a good like full circle type thing.
Yeah.
So
I definitely wish he went with Mantis though. Because they would have funny movies if they would just do like mini series and stuff.
Oh yeah, that would have been.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That would have been a good.
They're just good together. It's just this funny.
They have
weird...
like a brother sister ish type thing, but I think overall it makes just a little bit more sense for him to stay on Nowhere to take care of the kids instead of going with Mantis. But at the same time, that would have definitely been pretty funny.
No.
Groot is just Groot. This one, he
spoke.
He spoke, and that was one of the really cool things. At the end, he finally says, "I love you guys," and I was just like, in the moment, I was like, he spoke. And then after, I was just reading everything, and James Gunn was like, that's because we finally understand him. And like, that's a cool little thing.
So does that mean that if there is another movie,
he'll talk?
Yeah, is he gonna talk?
I hope not, because that would just it was a cool little moment, but if he talks, that's just gonna be weird now.
Really? You think
Yes.
so?
I
Yeah,
agree.
maybe.
Okay. I mean, I don't. I never really. I mean, I guess there's a cult following to the whole like I am Groot thing.
Yeah.
I guess it is funny because you, as the audience, gets to really decide what he's saying and kind of use that as like unless somebody's like speaking for him or whatever. But I don't know. I think it would be cool to finally have a character who speaks normally, like all the rest.
Well, I mean, Vin Diesel, I'm
Yeah, I
sure
don't need to. I don't need to hear him more. I'm good with this Fast and Furious series. Jeez,
Oh,
don't
God.
even. Hmm.
He'll get paid even more. He'll actually have to do lines now, though.
How many How many Marvel movies can you do? Yeah, how many Fast and Furious movies can you do? You're gonna go to the sun next?
Maybe
Does he voice Groot?
he does. Yeah,
Yes.
that's
How
Vin
did you
Diesel.
not know that? Sitting here, it's like starring Vin Diesel. And I was like, he's not in this.
Yeah,
movie.
he literally just does Groot, and I'm sure he just came in there and was like, "I am Groot. I am Groot. I am Groot," and that's all he has to say. And then he had to obviously change that one. Oh, and in the first one, I guess he said, "We are Groot." So, but yeah, it would definitely be odd because if he is a part of this newer Guardians, and I don't know what they'll do. But it was also cool with the whole Gamora thing. She could not understand him at the beginning, but obviously when she was in the first two, she understood him. And then now, because it's technically a new one, and then at the end, she started to understand him. So it's kind of, they're both kind of tied together how we as the audience finally understand him, and she's getting to recognize him again, too. But yeah, we don't need Vin Diesel anymore.
He can still be Groot. Just say I am Groot. That's it.
Just over and over. Yeah.
Do you guys think he'll work the word in the family situation?
Yes.
Just-
Jesus. Please don't do that. Okay. I think this is probably where we're going to differ. So you said that you liked the villain.
Yes.
Why?
I
Because
mean,
we both walked out of there like, I just don't know.
I mean, he killed it acting wise,
Acting wise, I will give him acting wise, yes.
but it was just this dude that wants to make this perfect thing, but he keeps failing, and like he can't figure out. So he thinks that you need to just keep studying and doing more things, and becomes the monster that he is. He becomes shittier and shittier and shittier, and you see that happening. Like, I don't know, and like you can see the connection he has with Rocket in the beginning, and then once he sees, oh hey, how did you know this stuff? He wants to study that, and then you see him become this evil thing, and then you see that his Earth experiment is a failure. No matter how much you try, you can't control everything, and you don't know everything because sometimes it's just random happen. Like with Rocket, like he just became smart as shit. So I don't know.
True. Okay. Jaden, why did we not like him?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I don't remember making a statement saying that I didn't like him. Say,
I don't think you said anything. We both walked out and we were like, that was our one real thing about like, I just don't know how I felt about him as a villain.
like acting wise.
No, not acting wise, just him as an overall villain. His acting, it was awesome.
It was insane.
Yeah. Okay. I don't remember this. I mean, I've slept since then.
I mean, I understand, yes.
But yeah, I mean, but did he die? I can't remember.
He does. He
does
gets.
something.
Did they kill him or just like kind of leave him?
They leave him on the planet.
Yeah. Basically,
Yes.
at the end or whatever, they beat him up essentially, and then Gamora tears off his skin to see where Rocket ripped him apart, and then he just kind of they leave him to blow up and stuff.
Okay, yeah. Maybe it was because he was like he didn't. I feel like he didn't have any like depth. He was one of those villains that like is introduced in the beginning of the movie and then dies at the end, instead of being like an overarching villain. You know what I'm saying?
I
Yeah.
mean,
Maybe that was why.
at least you saw him. Did you guys see Ant-Man 3?
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah, so at least you saw him and you didn't have this mysterious fucking thing like, oh, we don't want to say Kang, but you know, Kang is the villain. We know he's the villain, but we're just gonna keep not saying his name until later. Like he was worthless in Ant-Man. I'm sorry. It's just
He was. I mean,
Ant-Man 3 was the worst of the Ant-Mans.
yeah.
I didn't
unfortunately.
hate it entirely, but I didn't. It wasn't like, oh wow, I would watch this again. I would watch the first two again. The first one specifically. The second one was still worse than the first one, in my opinion, but it's still better than the third one. The third
Yeah.
one was just I don't know why they did what they did.
They literally just used it as a segue into this whole new phase of like King is going to be the big bad. We got to find somebody who,
Make it a
We can
TV
use it.
series instead. Then I don't know,
yeah.
and then it's just weird.
But I mean, yeah, I get what you're talking about. He wants to be essentially perfect, and he does definitely go off the rails because he creates Rocket, and then Rocket's figures it out of why the things aren't turning or how to not become angry, and he's just like, why didn't I think of that? So it's like
Yeah.
he's resenting Rocket, even though he's the one who created Rocket.
Well, because he knows that he would not be a part of his own society either. It's like you are a failure in yourself.
Yeah,
So you can't be on the planet that you want to create. So I don't know.
that's true.
He's definitely jealous of Rocket.
Oh, 100% is jealous
Yeah.
of him, but was there? This movie was emotional. If you had something about animals, this was like
Yeah.
the sucker movie for you to go and watch and just feel really bad.
Yup.
So
That sucked watching that scene.
yeah, it just
The bunny though freaked me the fuck out. I'm
that
sorry.
one was
Don't just why? Like why?
You know what it reminded me of? The little like alien baby thing in Toy Story in Sid's room.
oh yeah, with the
Oh, yeah.
eye.
Yeah, and the thing comes out and it's like crawling towards you. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of. It was creepy.
Yeah.
That was really creepy.
Lila was definitely awesome.
Uh-huh.
Teefs is just Teefs. So,
And then floor.
floor, because I'd be on floor. They were awesome characters. And wasn't it? It was either Jane Gunn, his daughter or son, plays the voice of either Young Rocket or Lila. I can't remember.
Didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's cool.
It's just, once again, little cool things. And now, truly thinking about some of the things that Rocket has said over the entire Avengers arc, and mainly obviously Infinity War and Endgame and stuff, and some of the things that he said we really didn't know about because we didn't get a background, and now we got his background. It just makes it even more sad if you go back and rewatch the Avengers arc and shit, because he says something about having friends and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's James Gunn done an awesome job, honestly, to wrap this whole trilogy up. So
Yeah. Also, his brother though needs to stop walking like the wolf thing that he is in fucking the DC universe with Suicide Squad, because all I see is that now.
Oh yes,
That's literally who he is. His whole body is the same shape as that. He walks like it. Stop it.
It's definitely a creepy ass walk, and I think it's because he has either. I don't know if his character is meant to have like a beer belly or if he had one,
I think it's just him.
but
Did you see the show with Chris Pratt, the military one? I think it's called The Terminal.
No, I've never watched about it. I've heard great things about it.
Yeah, The Terminal List. Yeah, that was a really good thing, and he's in it. That guy, James Gunn's brother.
Oh, really?
He's just the same. This lanky fucking beer belly dude. It's like, what is going on, my guy?
Mm.
He's becoming that werewolf.
Yeah.
Or whatever it is.
Is it a werewolf? I forget its name.
No idea.
It was obviously not, no significance in the movie.
I mean, at least the new reboot one, it's a weasel.
Well, yes,
Oh
a
my
weasel.
God. Yep, that's him. At least the new one was better than the first two. I think there was two, right?
There's been 2 Suicide Squads, but the newest one was the actual reboot. It's called The Suicide Squad.
Yeah, that one was great. And
It
you
was.
could skip the first, whatever that was.
Yeah, well. But yeah, Kraglin also is a pretty cool character. Him and the whole thing with him and Cosmo is just funny as shit.
Yeah.
Being, you're a bad dog. No,
Take it
not
back.
bad dog. Take it back.
It's like a new Drax and Mantis relationship.
Yes. See, like, I don't know what it is if James Gunn he gets. That's what I've always loved about the Guardians. They have great humor, but that's why I did not care for Thor 4. It just, the humor in it didn't mesh well.
It was too much.
It was too much, and but 3, it was the perfect, like, mix.
You're talking about Guardians.
No. Thor 3, Ragnarok or whatever it had a great mix of humor. And that's what, for Guardians, it feels like James Gunn has just always nailed the comedic relief and stuff. And obviously Marvel has always tried to be that. It's had its comedy and then it's had its serious moments. And that's why, like Thor 1 and 2 probably failed because he was just all serious. So James Gunn has like stuck to it.
Did you not laugh at the Greek moment when he's seeing Zeus and just the whole stereotypical fat Greek, and then too much, and when he strips him by accident?
I mean, it was funny, but I don't.
I thought that was hilarious.
I think
I thought it was so funny that I photoshopped a picture of the Greek guy in my World of Warcraft clan, his face onto Zeus, and his name is Elinas, so I changed it to Zeusanas, and there's a fucking emote in the Discord now.
I think
it's hilarious.
Issue was with Russell Crowe's voice. He was just trying really hard to be Greek, and it just didn't fit.
I think that's the point. It was supposed to be. It was supposed to be the most ridiculous thing ever. Yeah.
I could see that at the end, but
yeah, but I just think it was like there was not a single moment of seriousness, like as in that movie, and then like in Guardians, it was so much. Like there were serious moments, emotional moments. Like I cried, so many times, and then it was funny, and I don't know, it was like a good mix. Like it took you on a roller coaster, which you love and hate. But for Thor 4, it was like, why did I waste this hour and a half watching this movie when it's not? I don't know. I don't watch Marvel movies to laugh the whole time, but I do it. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like they gotta have something. They're action movies. They're superheroes.
Yeah, and especially for Thor, like this is one of the strongest guys and stuff, and he should have.
I just feel like they made him too much of a joke, and people won't take him seriously now.
Yeah,
but I don't know. Maybe that's what they wanted. I don't know.
Yeah. So, where do we think, before like giving it a ranking and stuff out of 10, where do we put this as far as like for the trilogies in Marvel?
I mean,
so obviously we have Captain America's, we have Thor's. you will just. I mean, he has 4, but we can say they have it. Guardians, Ant-Man, Spider-Man. I don't know. I mean,
I have
It's-
different takes on all of these. Linda.
I know you
Yeah.
do.
Like Iron Man, I really like the first one. I didn't mind the second one. The third one, we can just forget that ever happened.
Yeah.
Thor 1 and 2 sucked shit. I like 3 and 4. 3 was the best of them. Guardians, I liked 1 and 3. Skip 2. So like that's all. They all have negatives right there. Ant-Man, first 2, great. The third one, mm-mm. And what else was Captain America? First 2. I fucking hated the second one the first time I watched it, but I watched it again. I was like, this is actually really good. The first 2 I liked. The third one, Civil War was ass. I'm sorry.
Whoa.
That made no sense whatsoever. It felt like an Avenger movie, and then maybe that's why it felt bad. Is like you have this, they're just fighting for no reason, and then all of a sudden, oh, we have to love each other again. It's like you're idiots.
Yeah, I mean, I can see that.
And then what else is there?
Spider-Man.
I like the first 2. Third one though.
You just don't like it, I guess, because they put nostalgia in there just to get ratings, essentially, which is
yeah.
understandable.
The third one, it was the first half of it. You could just skip that part.
Yeah.
And after you know what happens, then it picked up finally.
Well, I mean,
So,
yeah.
I don't know where I'd rank it. I mean, Guardian would be up there, even with the second one being ass.
Yeah, I definitely think 1 and 3 carry it so hard that it's just it overlooks 2 and it bumps it up ahead of some of the other ones. Jaden, what are you thinking?
I think I really liked Spider-Man. But I say that based a lot on the third one because I don't really remember the first 2. But I don't know. It's kind of a toss-up between Guardians, but I really like the Avengers, I guess, those movies.
Yeah, you can count Avengers.
Because I don't know, I just liked watching them all work together. I thought that was cool. So I don't know, maybe second in trilogies, with Avengers being first.
Ooh, nice. Doki doesn't like Avenger.
Infinity War was better than Endgame, and Ultron was a better villain.
I don't know if he was necessarily a better villain, but he could have been. He could have been. Absolutely. I think he could have been better. With his mind and shit, he could have been better than Thanos. But because he obviously only got one, you know. I mean, obviously, Iron Man, at least for me, as shitty as his individual movies are, besides the first one, it's just, it'll always remain, like, for some reason, like, in my top ones for trilogies. The Captain America's ones, I definitely did not like them the first go around I watched them. But the more I've watched them, I've definitely liked them more and more. Spider-Man, I mean, there's just such a wow factor about Spider-Man, but at the same time, it's like one of the oldest ones that at least I've known of. I've watched so much of Spider-Man. It's just like, as a kid, 100% he would be up there. But it just, for me, and I'm not, dogging on Tom Holland and stuff, but Tobey Maguire to me is always like the OG.
False.
So, but yeah, Guardians definitely 2 or 3 for me. So on a scale of 1 to 10 on the Believe Me If You Don't podcast, what are we giving it, guys?
Just the third movie itself, or the trilogy?
The movie itself.
9.
Oh, that's higher than I thought you would give it.
Yeah, it's one of the better movies that Black Panther 2, I really liked. Black Widow, I really liked. Yeah, so it would be up there. It would be on my list.
That's good.
that's basically like equal with the first one for me. I think they're both just great.
Yeah, absolutely. Jaden, what are we feeling?
I was gonna say an 8.
I mean, hey, anything. I think if you get an 8, then that's fine by me. Like, because like Thor 4 is like a 6.
Oh wow, that's high.
That's true.
I'm
That's just
surprised. Yeah, I'm shocked.
I mean, Gore really carries that. He really does. He was a wonderful character, and Christian Bale he does an awesome job. He just didn't get enough. Like Ant-Man, Quantumanium, holy shit! I don't even know what to put that as, but it's just Hang is awesome, so he carries it as well for me. But I know, like, his character, like, his development in that movie is just, like you said, it's stupid. It's like a,
We're keeping it a mystery, but we already know who it is.
yeah, it's like, what's the freaking thing that you say into the Bloody Mary into the mirror? It's like in like a Voldemort type thing. Like, we don't want to say his name.
Yeah.
Who should not be?
Yeah, that he should not be named and shit. It's like, guys, we know who he is, but just why are we hiding this? So. But he carries it in that movie. So, yeah, this Guardians, I'll go in between. I would say 8.5. 8.5. So it's a wonderful movie. I definitely will rewatch this again because I've rewatched the whole Endgame phase or Infinity War phase like 3-4 times now. So when this
that little,
yeah,
I don't believe you're worth a shit. You probably watched it 1,000 times.
yeah, I mean, I've seen Endgame like 4 times in the theaters, and I've watched it like 5 times at home. Just Endgame alone.
That's insane.
So I mean, it takes up. You're talking about. I forget how many hours that is.
It's 3 hours of pop.
Well, no,
And
I'm
some
talking about
change.
the entire Infinity War saga. I've watched
yeah.
3 or 4 times. So I'm just waiting for this phase to be over with, so I can possibly rewatch and just. It's hard for this because I'm not going to rewatch the TV series and stuff. So
Yeah, you could do a few of them. I would skip you know what.
oh, your favorite one, She-Hulk. I
Yeah,
understand,
yeah.
dude. There's this guy on
Phenomenal.
TikTok for whatever reason he shows up, and I finally followed them. They do a Marvel, but it's kind of a Disney Pixar thing podcast, and this dude, he has your takes. He loves She-Hulk. He said it's one of the best.
He's a
projects
fucking idiot.
that
He's a
they've
fucking
done.
idiot. Neanderthal dumb fuck. Get him out of here.
I don't even
Nah.
understand. He
Nah.
likes to be the villain too, but just you cannot tell me She-Hulk is remotely good.
If the show makes you question life and want to stop watching after the first episode, but you give it a chance 3 more times, that's on me. I shouldn't have given it that many, but I truly tried. I did.
I will be 100%. I suffered through watching. Like Jaden gave up. What, episode like 2 or 3? Yeah, she gave up, and I forced myself to watch it.
Yeah, it was awful.
Awful.
It was so bad. And like that's the worst part is it had potential. It truly did. It had hidden notes inside it, and they just said, "We're going to show you this," and do nothing with it. And that's it.
Yeah,
It's like, okay, whatever.
it's. I don't know why they would even.
But I'm just a sexist for not liking it now. So,
Right.
You know. But I loved Miss Marvel, but it's fine.
Yeah. Last question. Out of the 3 Guardians, which one do you think had the best soundtrack?
I'd never pay attention to that.
What?
Sorry, I don't. I
That
just don't care.
That is what also
don't care.
makes Guardians. But
It's always Hans Zimmer, you know that, so it doesn't matter. Like, it literally any movie you can name and be like, oh yeah, Hans Zimmer. Oh, okay, cool. It's the same soundtrack from Interstellar. Cool, just in reverse. Oh, Hans Zimmer. Interesting. It's the same person every time. There's no change.
Fair enough. well, I think the third one. It's hard to beat the first soundtrack, but the third one's pretty damn good. It was. It was. Any last closing thoughts, guys?
Go watch the movie. It's good.
Yes, go watch it. If you want to have a little bit more faith in Marvel and Disney going forward, please watch this. Don't watch She-Hulk. Just move on.
Watch Thor 4.
Yeah, don't watch. I mean, I don't. Yeah, you know, that's up in the air. It definitely.
Don't watch Ant-Man.
Yeah, if you're gonna watch it, just know Kang's in it. That's all you need to know. Just don't
So
watch it.
disappointing because I always enjoyed those movies. They were just this stupid funny thing, and like they didn't
Sure.
have that one actor in it. I don't remember his name, but he's always comedic relief. Like where he go, he should have been there with you. He should have had a subplot above in the
you talking about his
the Hispanic dude.
yeah.
I don't remember his name. I'm sorry, but he's a phenomenal actor. He's a gem, and it's like you could have had another sub story, like a story above ground.
Yeah.
Not in the Quantum Land with them. Like, oh shit, something's wrong now.
Yeah, that's true. He definitely brings something to that franchise, and I'm sure he was definitely missed. Because like Paul Rudd's good, but like the banter between them two is always great.
Yeah, it was just funny. Like they were just funny, and this one was just I don't know.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end it there. Do you have anything to say, Jaden?
Nope. It was a good movie. It was great. A great movie.
Great movie. Go watch it. The Believe Me If You Don't podcast recommends.
In case anyone uses that to go to the
Exactly. Hey guys, we're getting up there. I just looked at it. We are 59 listeners away from getting
Nice.
ads. Also, we're
Do you have
coming
to
up.
actively listen to it, or can you just like follow and that counts?
I think as long as you've listened in the past like 30 days or something, it'll count towards it.
Okay, I got a view bot.
Mm.
My bad.
Well, I will say we have gained like 2 or 3 in the past couple weeks, so that's always good.
Interesting.
We are coming up on our 1-year anniversary of doing this podcast.
I
And
ain't got nothing for you.
I know. Well, I mean, we'll even see where I'm at because Jaden is soon due soon. So
Hopefully he comes out soon.
yeah. And then this will be our 41st episode.
That's crazy to think about.
Yeah. But yeah, thank you all again for listening. Remember our socials, Twitter or X or whatever you want to call it. Spatchy123. YouTube, Believe Me Don't Podcast, Anchor, Believe Me Don't Podcast. So go over there and follow us, share us, give us a review, even if it's shitty, on Spotify. But yeah, thank you all for joining us. And remember, you can continue.
To believe us.
If you don't.
And goodbye.